Hey, everybody. Hopefully my internet isn't going to cut out here. Good evening. It is what, Thursday? Yes, it is Thursday today. So I hope everybody is having a great week. Hope everybody had a great day. I apologize if my internet is shoddy. It is very windy here. And for whatever reason, my connection keeps um, dipping in and out, but that's okay. This isn't a long live. I figured I had scheduled it, so regardless of how I was feeling about wanting to be here, I decided that yes, I will indeed come on here and chat for a little bit. But oh my God, yeah, it's windy here. Jeez. Um, yeah, so I hope everybody's having a great day. Hope everybody's had a great week. I think when was the last time I was here? A couple days ago, maybe? Yes, a couple days ago. Hey, Earthbound Spirit. Um, and not much has really happened since then. So I've kind of just been focusing on stuff at home and whatnot. So I have not been on here. I've popped into a few chats, but honestly, I've been kind of taking a step back from YouTube more and more. Usually I would put it on at night and I'd kind of listen to what was going on. And lately I've just found myself not doing that. Hey, Michelle. I found myself not doing that so much because a lot of it, for a lot of reasons, So I guess what I'm doing today or for a little bit tonight is I wanted to, because the last live that I did, we discussed me kind of wanting to be left out of all of the nonsense and kind of be able to move on and do my true crime stuff. Now, only come to find out that true crime, like, it is not a good time to want to get into doing true crime. Let me tell you that. Apparently YouTube is making it really hard to be a true crime creator, with a lot of censorship, with a lot of, your videos aren't eligible for monetization. Not that I'm ever going to be monetized. I don't think, not quite sure if I'll get, I have the watch time. I've got everything I need except for the 1,000 subs. I've got the watch time. I've got all of that ready to go, but I'm not sure I'll ever get to 1,000 subs. So I don't even think that applies to me. But in terms of like getting into the algorithm and stuff. So I'm in grad school, so I'm going to school for digital marketing. One of my classmates interned, and I forget which platform it was, but he knows a lot about the algorithm. He knows a lot about how that works. And I promise you guys, there's a method to my madness. There's a reason I'm concerned about what I'm concerned with. I promise you that. So apparently it's not a good time to get into true crime either, but I'm still going to do that because it's what I'm passionate about. So I am going to do that. I have some cases I want to cover, and I don't think that there's any right way to do a channel. I don't need to classify myself. I don't need to put a, and I guess like eventually if you're going to do branding and I bet, to be honest, like as much as I would like to grow this channel, as much as I would like to do that, I don't think that there's like, any one thing that I'm not at that point. Hey, Rudy Gal. I'm not at that point. So for me, I feel like I can still do a good mix of everything, and I can still kind of navigate my way through what I want for my channel. And I know what I don't want, and I've been very clear about like what I don't want. Like honestly, I think that's pretty clear what I don't want. But what I do have, hi Mishi. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I hope I am. Fingers crossed. But yeah, that's the whole thing though, is that I do have a lot of good stuff coming. So I have some true crime. I wanted to wait till April 1st to start with my Columbine deep dive, just because, the anniversary is the 20th, and I wanted to kind of do these deep dives that lead up to on the day to do a little bit of a remembrance thing for the victims, because those are the faces and the names that we should be remembering. Unfortunately, a lot of in these things, especially with like true crime and stuff, we're going to be talking more about the crime and that, but really, I always want to be sure that the victims have their aren't forgotten, because a lot of the time, that's not what we're you guys know what I'm trying to say, but I'm making a special video for that. So, I've heard people, they're like, oh, well, just keep doing what you're doing. And that's what I'm going to do. And my dad is coming back on the 5th, and he will be discussing the work that he's done with, as people know, the troubled teen industry is something near and dear to me. I was at these programs myself from age 14 to 17. And it contributed to a lot of my own issues in life. And, my dad they didn't know at the time. So it's of no fault of his I ended up in it. You know what I mean? So, but he's made it his life mission to kind of expose these places. So he did a podcast. He's been working with Paris Hilton and her team. And it's a really interesting, basically, like he does a better job of explaining it. So we're going to be discussing that, but we're also going to be discussing the juvenile justice system, what works, what doesn't, how we feel about kids with no parole. Hi, Crystal, and stuff like that. So we're going to be doing that. And we're also going to do, and I'm not sure, I might have to reschedule this one, but basically we're going to watch both of the previous lives that I've done with him. So about the parole board, and I'm going to have him in chat. So while we restream it, he can talk to you guys in chat and hopefully answer some questions that way. That's my idea anyway. That's how, in my mind, I imagine it working. Because he actually enjoys this community very much. He likes talking to you guys, which is great because that works for me too. I've been telling him to do YouTube for quite some time, and I guess he's going to live vicariously through me with that, because I don't think he wants the responsibility of a YouTube channel. So if he wants to come use mine and talk, I'm very happy about that. So yes, there is that as well. But, I've been kind of looking into the different genres of what you can be as a channel. And I'm definitely not a drama channel. I'm definitely not a clapback channel. I'm not a tea channel. I'm not a truth channel. Or I was going down the list. Now, what I'm not opposed to being, and I don't want to be crama either. I don't want to do drama. What I want to do more is just kind of my own spin on things, right? So I'm part of this community. So I would like to do commentary about stuff that I see and the emotions I feel when I see it, and not about any particular person per se. I have a video that I will be dropping after this that I wanted to go live about first to kind of explain why I'm doing videos about this. But because I enjoy making fun videos, guys. And lately, I've been, like I said, I've been watching less and less YouTube, because it's like everywhere I go, I'm just like, I can't even listen to this anymore. I just can't. I have no interest in it. But I like the people. So, I mean, it's a catch-22. Do I on one hand, do I make an alt to interact with people? But no, this is me. This is who I am. I don't want to make any other account to interact with friends. I'm not taking YouTube that seriously. If going forward, if per, some blessing, my channel does grow and people do come to it and they do like the content that I'm putting out, I will reevaluate at that point in time. But as it stands for the time being, I'm just going to continue to do things my way. And, if it starts to look like I need to kind of narrow it down and get some set branding, some set structure and stuff like that, I know how to do that. That's second nature for me. So I am perfectly good at doing that, but I don't want to do that quite yet, because I'm having fun with this. I don't want it to not be fun. You went on vacation and didn't miss the YouTube drama. Yeah, me neither. And I just feel like a lot of it is just this, like, I don't have anything to add to the conversation. And I find myself more and more literally screaming at my phone that I'm listening to, because I'm like, I can't anymore, because some of the things I hear come out of people's mouths, and I'm just like, I don't even know how to respond to that. Oh my God, it's frustrating. I can imagine a lot of you feel that way too. I can imagine a lot of you guys are like, well, if we just didn't do X, Y, and Z, we wouldn't have this problem. But yet here we are, like it's some surprise. I don't know. I get really frustrated. So, but I'm not here to come at any particular person. I do want to share my observations, because I can't be alone in the observations that I make. In fact, I know I'm not. So if I want to make a fun little video about it, I'm going to make a fun little video about it. That's just what's going to happen. What was the other thing? Oh, yes. So I am taking a class on social media marketing. So that is one of my ones for this term. So part of my class and my final project is I am creating a website /blog /social hub for the Hive. So basically I'm incorporating my YouTube channel, but I'm building a website that's going to be kind of like a forum and hopefully I can figure out how to do it. I'm not good at like that kind of stuff at all. So I'm not really like web building is not my forte. But I'm working on it. It's very frustrating. But what I'm doing is I'm making a place for us to kind of connect on a deeper level that isn't YouTube. It's not Facebook. Like you're not gonna have to use your real name. You're not gonna have to. You could use your name on that you use on. It's gonna be good. So it'll be a good place for us to be able to chat, to share stories, for exclusive content. I have big dreams for it. So I think I am going to be debuting that probably later this week, probably Sunday. And I mean, absolutely no pressure or obligation from anybody to go over there, but I will be posting. I kind of want it to be like a group thing, like a hive, right? So I'm going to be calling it Living the Hive Life, because I've made this my marketing at this point. And basically, I'm still cleaning up glitter, and hi, Violet. And if I missed anybody else, I apologize. And so we're going to be doing that. And like I said, I've seen a lot of creativity in this community. So if I can do anything at all, like I am more than happy to feature people's. If you do art, if you do, it's gonna be cool. I have a whole game plan for it. Recipes. Sharing stories, anecdotes, and because we all can relate on a lot of things. So that is my goal for it. Also, maybe some exclusive content. I just want people somewhere that that it's not alive, like they can kind of go to on their own. It's like a Facebook group, but not on Facebook, which I think is great because I think a lot of people are really hesitant to use Facebook. I don't personally feel comfortable using Facebook for anything YouTube related at this point in time, just because I've seen too much of what happens, and I in no way would like to dox myself at this point. But I'm sure my dad, we have different last names, so it wouldn't. It's not a dead giveaway. I mean, kind of anyway. But yeah, it is. And it is hard to follow the storyline. But see, here's the thing that I'm finding is that I follow like the main storyline, but there are all of these other smaller channels that I don't even know about, a lot of them. So I don't know when like smaller channels are having issues, but that's kind of been my what's a good word for it? My muse, not my muse. No. What's been amusing is a good word for it. But yeah, so I'm just like, I've kind of been observing, right? So I'll hop into chats, but I don't type. I haven't typed at all or anything like that. I've just kind of been watching and just seeing what's going on and absorbing it. And the more I see, the less I want to watch it or deal with any. Like I'm done. But I like you guys. I'm gonna be here. I'm staying here, doing my own thing. I will make commentary about where I would like to make commentary. I think I do it appropriately. Like my videos aren't going to be about one particular person. I'm not doing that. It's going to be about the community as a whole. It's not going to be criticizing anybody in particular. It's basically just, showing, kind of like meme stuff. Like, I have one video that's basically my reaction, trying to catch up on all of the lives in the community lately, because I found this little clip that is just so spot on to what goes on in my head as I'm watching some of these. And I want to share it with you guys because sorry, not sorry. And then there was another one that was supposed to be like my departure video, but it was more kind of what I'm seeing as a community as a whole. If not that anybody cares how I see it, but if you happen to, I will be putting that out as well. But yeah, people do need hobbies. Absolutely. You are so that's what I've been saying is like, who has the time to put all of this effort and, emotional energy and, and it's not even just like, guys, like the problem, it's not just creators. It's like a good mix of everything. Like there are some people that have way too much time on their hands and have made it their hobby to like stalk other people and gather information and then bring it to a creator. You know what I mean? Trying to just keep this drama going. And it's like, oh my God, people are like, well, I want this to stop. But then in their next breath, continue to talk about something in the drama. I'm like, but you're the one keeping it going. Nobody else is keeping that going but you. So riddle me that. So And I can't tell you how many times I've heard, including for myself. So I'm pointing the finger right at myself too here. So before anybody gets all in a tiff about that, I'm pointing the finger at myself. How many times have I heard, oh, I'm not going to do drama again. This is the last time I'll address this. I'm doing my own content. I'm doing new stuff and different stuff. And, I don't really see a whole lot of it. I'm not going to lie. And I hope to. There's still hope. I haven't given up hope in humanity and this community yet, because there's some great people here. I have met some amazing, amazing people. And I'm grateful for that, because I never thought I'd come online to, socialize and stuff, but here I am, and it's actually been a good experience for me. What's been a mixed bag experience for me is the whole creator thing. But, I kind of had to get a grip. It's like, what, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. If it's not, it's not. I'm not gonna push myself to make this channel into something that I'm not sure that's what I want for it. Yeah, I'm just gonna continue to do what I've been doing, and bring the content that I want to, and all of that. And that's just how it's gonna go. Because I have a lot of content in the works. My dad's gonna be coming on here pretty frequently, possibly weekly. And we'll have different topics to discuss with him, and also my own true crime stuff. So there's that, and music. So this is not, hey, empirical evidence. This is not my first social media rodeo, nor is it my first time on YouTube. My first video on YouTube, actually, I was going to share it because it was my very first adventure, and I had posted a clip of a cover I was playing on my oh my God, I swear my brain works, guitar. And it was a cover. It was just a clip of it, because back then I was like, it was back in 7 years ago. So I don't know, whatever that is. And it was Face to the Floor by Chevelle. And I was playing it. I know that, the song is tuned in drop C. I'm aware of that, right? So, but I put it in drop D because the particular guitar that I was playing it on, the top E string gets way too loose and doesn't play well, and it's a really top E string heavy song. So I didn't want to have it in drop C. So I had it in drop D, and I posted it. I was really proud of it. I was really proud of the video, posted it. And of course, almost immediately I got a comment from some, self-proclaimed guitar god who was like, excuse me, you don't have that tuned in the right thing, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, like, I never again shared a video. For a very long time. But I'm actually very proud of the video. Like, I understand it's not in the right key. I get that. I know that. I'm well aware. I tuned the guitar myself, but I might post that, because that was actually my first venture onto YouTube. I probably did a lot of them, but I did used to post guitar videos quite frequently with the comments turned off because of people like that. And that was what I originally did on here, and then some concert footage and whatnot. But I hope so, Michelle. Hi, Allison. And I get that. And that's the thing. Like, I'm not gonna be worried about that. I'm just gonna continue to do. Hi, Jennifer. I'm just gonna do what I need to do. Like, I'm not going to try to fit myself into a box of, what my channel is, because honest to God, I don't even know half the genres that there are. And I don't want to stick with one thing. I want to see what works. And like I said, guys, getting into true crime is not like a favorite of YouTube's right now. So apparently it's getting very hard to do true crime on here. And I'm going to continue to do it because I've done a lot of work already. So I'm going to do that anyway, because it's for you guys. It's not necessarily for me to get new subscribers. Although that would be great, to open it up to a different crowd. That would be wonderful. I have found though that the true crime community prefers long documentary videos over lives half the time. So that's the other thing. And then I was thinking to myself, I'm like, well, I could start another channel where I just do videos and just true crime. And then I can leave this one to be kind of like my, as my description says, an eclectic channel where we do a whole lot of everything. But then I'm like, that's too much work. I can barely get this channel going. So why bother trying to make another one? So yeah, a lot of them are moving to Patreon, Michi. I know. And that's my hesitation to kind of box myself into that too. And I don't know. I don't think, I wouldn't wanna have a, I wouldn't wanna have a Patreon, only because I don't think I'm that special, to have people pay for content. I don't know. I run people's Patreons, like, I do that, but I don't I don't have one. But maybe that'll change at some point. Maybe I will feel differently, but I don't know. I don't know. We're gonna try a whole bunch of things, and we're gonna see what works. Because clearly, like, in if I was a business and I was gonna come market to this market, which is another word for community, we'll use that interchangeably. If you do the research on what this community wants is, and I hate saying this, guys, but it is true, is drama. Is drama. Hi, SA. Is drama. I think that, people in this community do like true crime as well. So I guess crama is an accurate description at this point of what this community wants from a creator. And I think that if I was to just do true crime and not do any sort of commentary on top of that, I feel like that wouldn't. I feel like I'm going to start off in the middle here. So I am still going to make comments about the community. I sure am. Yeah, creating true crime. Yes. I am going to continue to do that because I have a voice. I'm going to use it. I have every right to use it, and I'm going to call it how I see it. Just about what's happening, just discussing, recapping it. I'm not here to go after anybody. I don't really want to get into it with anybody because, believe it or not, guys, there is only really one person on here that I have a personal problem with. Other than that, it's just more so people I don't care for or aren't my style, which is no fault of theirs. I mean, because nobody's of an obligation that they have to, make me happy. That's not that's not realistic. But honestly, I'm just variety show. I should, and I do kind of want to make some some open panels as well. But my fear with that is that for me, and I know a lot of people enjoy watching that. So don't get me wrong. I know that there's definitely an interest in that. But for me, a lot of it feels like when I click on somebody's live and they have a panel, I feel like I'm like a third wheel in a group call. And I don't even know what people are talking about because I don't know people well enough. So it doesn't feel personal to me. I get bored very quickly. No offense to those of you who do that, because maybe you guys, obviously you guys, people know each other. But, for me personally, that's not going to hold my interest to hear people like friends talking personally. So nothing wrong with doing that. But I mean, I have thought about it. About doing like an open panel, and I don't know. I have a whole lot of ideas. I'm constantly thinking. So, I'm always full of ideas. But, I do notice what people like. I do notice what pulls a crowd, and I'm not necessarily looking for that either. I just want a community. That's really all I care about. That is what I miss terribly about when I was on Instagram and I had 129,000 followers. I miss the community. I miss the connection. I miss the interaction with, other people and about things that we have in common. That's what I miss. And that is what I am most angry about losing. Not just for myself, though, because I had friends worldwide and a lot of people really, really connected on the different, platforms that I had. And I felt terrible when that disappeared because there hasn't been anything quite like it that's popped up since. And I've been wanting to kind of redo that, but it's a lot of work. And I don't think I could ever hit it big on Instagram again. I strongly think I was just in it at the right time when the algorithm was real easy to break into. I don't think I could do that ever again. I was at 10K by, I don't know, 3 months in, not even. I think I started it in April, and by June I was at 10K. So yeah, 2 months. Do gaming for dummies. Yeah. Well, I was also going to try that, guys. I'm not even joking. Like, I'll stream myself playing video games and talking about true crime or talking about the community. I'll do that. I'll, videotape myself coloring, and not very well, mind you. I still struggle to color within the lines, but that's all part of my charm. We can work with that, right? Well, I talk about true crime or whatever. You can watch my dog chase her tail for hours on end while I talk about true crime. I mean, sky's the limit, guys. We can find something good. I will find my niche if it kills me on here. But that's just my take on it. That's just my take on it. And, I feel comfortable enough with you guys that I feel like because every time I get off of here, right, and I think to myself, I'm like, am I making a mistake? Teach you how to use your Galaxy Watch. Allison, I'm gonna tell you right now, I don't have a Galaxy Watch. I can barely figure out how to use my Apple Watch. So maybe somebody can teach me how to use it. I'm not tech savvy. In terms of playing games, I do have some video games that I do play because I'm a giant child sometimes when it comes to that. But that's just nostalgia. And I mean, I think a lot of my generation. I wish I could tell you, Allison. I actually just switched to iPhone this past summer. And I'm glad I did. I prefer Apple products at this point. But no, my dad's an Android guy. My dad has the Samsung stuff and the Samsung Watch. Maybe my dad could tell you. He has one. He seems to use it. He's obsessed with those things too. He's always like, "Oh, I'm going to call you on your watch." And I'm like, "Please don't." I don't want to talk on it. Oh my God. And then they have I had to replace my my sunglasses. So I usually end up spending because I'll go through a ton of cheap pairs otherwise. So my dog chewed up my Ray-Bans and was very upset about it. Those were custom Ray-Bans. And she chewed them up. So I had to replace them. And I'm looking at the different ones and I was like, oh my God, they have sunglasses with video cameras in them now, to capture your moments. And I'm like, good God, no more. I don't want that. There's nothing I would do with that. I don't know. Everything has a camera now. It's ridiculous, but whatever. That's just my rant on technology. But I don't know. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable going through that learning curve with you guys. Cause every time I get off of here, I always feel like, I did something wrong. I always feel like, oh, I could have done that better, or I didn't communicate that well, or, maybe that makes it seem like I'm X, Y, or Z when that wasn't my intention. And I'm an overthinker. So I will be thinking about that until I'll wake up thinking about it probably. And usually it's just, it doesn't matter. It's stuff that doesn't matter. And it just, yeah. Wait, hold on. What happened? About a survey of top what for that essay? For top, I like doing surveys. You guys see that. So, thank you, Allison. I appreciate your saying that because sometimes I do not feel like I am. There are some times that I feel like, everybody is laughing at me and they're like, why, because, guys, I mean, I am not competitive with other people, but like I said, I hold a high bar for myself. I succeed. I'm tenacious. I do not give up easily. And I oftentimes, and I know this is going to sound terrible, I oftentimes don't have to, I'm not used to failing, and that's just how it is. And I don't know. When I see, but the problem is though, is that, for me to do what would make me popular, because I grew very quickly. I got to 500 and not even really a month. So, I mean, that's not bad. I have not grown since then. I'll tell you that, but, at all. I've done nothing but lose subs since probably around Valentine's Day, actually. But that's okay. That's okay. Whatever works. But that's just, yeah. I mean, I know that's what, when I was doing those videos about Natasha, that's when people subscribed to me, was when I was doing that. And hey, AJ, it is a hobby for me. And that's what I'm trying to say, is that I don't want to make it to a point where, success and subscriber count and stuff like that is not worth my sanity, my soul, my integrity. It's not worth it, right? It's so out of character for me to behave in certain ways. It's not in my nature. If somebody was to see me behaving the way that would be needed to behave to stand out at this point in time, the people would be like, what are you doing? Like, that is so out of character for you, and you're a terrible actor, and you're just the worst. So just sit down, have several seats, and just stop. But hi, Dave. And that's just the truth. So I'm not going to be doing that, but I'm also not going to box myself into any particular thing at this time because nobody else is. So, and it seems to work. So I'm just going to continue to do this as a hobby. If I would like to build a channel. Don't get me wrong, guys. Like if I see an opportunity to, find something solid and build on that, and it's like a surefire success plan, because I see the big picture. I'm not a risk taker. I'm not incredibly impulsive when it comes to those sorts of things. I am an overthinker. I should be more impulsive actually with that kind of thing. But I weigh risks, and I don't take many, or else it's a sure thing. And I would like to work on that, but because I'm just a very reserved person. But that's the thing, I'm people seem to enjoy what I do, and I am going to continue to do those things. I like to make fun little videos about what I see in the community. So yes, I will be posting. There's been one that I've been working on for over a month now, and for whatever reason, I was like, I'm not going to post it. But because it's basically it's using the audio from the infamous live that we all are, have heard at this point and probably know by heart. And I just put that audio on top of a video just about observations I had been making. My fear was that somebody would think that it was like a direct attack on them, because there are multiple people in that video, but everybody has already heard it, right? And none of the commentary that I do with it really is to put down any one person. That's what I was doing with that. So I am going to post it, and I'm going to say screw it, and I'm going to say, if people care like about that much, if you really think that, we can have a conversation about it, but it is not meant to be a jab at anybody but all of us, including myself. And I am very self-critical in that video about myself as well. I am not perfect. I have been part of a problem. I have been part of the problem. I've contributed to the problem. I absolutely have. There have been things that I've done in this community that have been not helpful or conducive to, I don't want to say peace, because I don't like that word anymore here. But it has not helped the situation. And that's the exact opposite from what I want to do. So, but at the same time, I'm allowed to have an opinion, and I'm going to use my voice. And I think people like those short videos. I get more views on my videos than I do anything else. And they take a long time. On your personal channel, I post things you share. Yeah, that's what I want to do, AJ, right. I have a lot to offer with my dad, who would be more than happy to be a weekly thing that I do on here. To share him with you guys and his knowledge of all sorts of different topics that I know people would be interested in. So I want to do that weekly, as I can, or else he has got something else going on. But he enjoys coming on here and doing this, so I don't think that'll be a problem at all. And me doing the true crime deep dive, like I said, I switched it. I wanted to start it in April, just because the anniversary of the massacre is April 20th. So I wanted to kind of work up to that, and then do a thing for the victims. Hi, Megan. So I have that going on. And on top of that, I would like to do some open panels of sorts. Okay. Allison, you and a lot of other people. Yeah, my dad has, I don't want to call them groupies, because that's a terrible, terrible thing to say. But he does. He definitely has people who fangirl, and it's weird to me, but I get it. Like I do, I get it. So it's fine. Hi, Judy. And what kind of channels are they? What for what? I'm gonna think about this community. And yeah. I know. And when I've thought about it, that is my own fault. It's because I like the people here. And then that's why I'm thinking to myself, maybe I should have separated it. Maybe I should have done like my fun channel here. And yeah, I saw it. I got it, AJ. I see what you said. Maybe I should have had this be like a person and try to like grow in a serious manner elsewhere. But at this point in time, I'm just gonna not take it too seriously. I'm using this as just a fun way to connect with people. I'm not doing it. I'm not looking to make it big on YouTube. I'm not going to. That's just a fact. It's just a fact. And if I do, it won't be for a very, very, very long time. Because, I like to think I have some talent. I like to think that I'm personable, I'm smart, I'm outgoing. I sometimes speak well, sometimes not so much. It depends on the day, it depends on how much sleep I got, and a variety of other things. But I do think I have some stuff to offer. I think that I could have some success on here doing all sorts of things. But what I will not have success on here doing, because by choice, is hurting other people. I don't want to be successful because I hurt other people. That is not okay with me. If other people are comfortable with that, then there's no judgment for me. I support people that I guess would fall under that category. But I can't jeopardize. That's not who I am as a person, and I'm not going to pretend that it is. Um, I've thought about it. I've thought about just being a persona and coming on here and not being myself and just doing what people I know, because I observe for a long time, right? I do. And I see what people like. I see what people want from a channel in this community. And if I wanted to, I could try to do it. I'd probably be real bad at it, but I could try. I'd probably hate myself because I'm the kind of person that doesn't want to be the reason anybody is hurt. I can be me. I can be very petty. Very passive aggressive. That is definitely how I deal with those things. But at the same time, I would never lash out at somebody over like the internet. Like no, like you have to know me personally to hurt me personally, if that makes sense. I might care here, but you're not going to hurt me. That's not going to happen. But yeah. And true crime is a hard genre, AJ. Absolutely. And I do feel as if videos are more that style. So I'm going to continue to do my own thing. So it got me so far. Yeah. It's not worth selling my integrity. And I'm not judging people either who come on here, and this is some people's personalities, good or bad, however you perceive that, allows them to be able to do these to behave in a certain way, and it's totally not selling out who they are. It would be selling out who I am. I'm not a confrontational person. I am more than happy to state my opinion. I am more than happy to have conversations about that. I am more than happy. I will own what I say too. I have no issue doing that either. But I'm also not going to. I'm not gonna deep dive. I'm not gonna. I don't want to do what I see other people doing. I just don't. I just don't. Because that if I have one pet peeve, if I have one thing about this community that that bothers me recently, it's the fact that there are people that how do I say this? I don't even need to say this nicely, because people can say that this isn't happening all they want, but guys, like, oh my god. Look around. When I'm talking about people, well, and we've discussed this, okay? So we've discussed this. So there are a lot of people are opportunistic, and that's business. That's business. That's how it works. You kind of have to be opportunistic in some ways it's a business moves, it's money moves, right? There's nothing wrong with that. I don't judge anybody for it, but own it, please. Because I will. And, because I weigh out those things. I'm like, I could fully side with this person or that person, and I could probably grow my subscriber count and do X, Y, or Z. And, those things, I'm a business person. So, yeah, I do think about it. But at the same time, I want to do my own thing, because I don't fit into any of these puzzles of people. I don't fit in anywhere at this point. I'm convinced of that. And I'm okay with that, because the people that I like to interact with come here. Hey, Tony. And I hope that makes sense. But there's a lot of people that come in here and they think that they're going to build their channel because they see somebody else come out and build their channel and be successful doing one thing or another. But what people need to understand about business is that's going to work for like the first person that does it, first or second person who does it. The more people that try to go after that, the less success anybody's, except for the already established people, are going to have. I mean, it is just a fact, guys. Nobody's going to come on here and start up something like that and do well at this point. I'm convinced of that. And that's a good thing. But there are people who go out of their way to try, and they purposely rehash things that don't need to be rehashed. They constantly try to, get other people to get a reaction. And I'm not here for that. I'm not here for that. There's no reason for it, right? Especially when it doesn't involve you. And there's a lot of that going on too. And I've done it myself. I've talked about other people's issues that have nothing to do with me. Yeah, sure, I have. And I mean, I think I could, no, you know what? I think people could be more mindful of it. Well, hold on. Yeah, I mean, for my goals, hi, Madhouse. My goals here, like I said, if I build a channel, that's great. I would love to build a channel, but I am in no immediate rush to, because I'm still figuring out my place here. I'm figuring out what kind of content is reasonable for me to put out consistently, what I'm able to do, what I'm good at doing, what I enjoy doing, because what I'm good at and what I enjoy for some reason in my life don't usually mesh very well. So, and I don't want to set something for myself that I can't follow through with. But this has been, for me, YouTube has been a fun thing for me. And I enjoy being able to bring stuff that other people can't bring to the table, even if it doesn't grow my channel, because it hasn't. And that's fine. That's fine, because I understand. But there are enough people in this community that really enjoy hearing my dad talk. And it's that excitement and that positive feedback that I get that makes it worth it for me. It doesn't grow my channel. It doesn't, guys, I don't think I've gotten a new subscriber in weeks. I just lose them. And that's cool. That's cool. You guys do you, but I don't know. It's not for that. For me, it's bringing stuff to the community that I like, because I like you guys. I care about you guys. I care about that's it. That's all I'm trying to say. And I mean, I kind of feel as if I was kind of torn, because I'm like, I do want to do something seriously, but at the same time, you guys are my friends, as much as I can be friends with somebody on the internet. And I don't want to take the fun out of this, because I did that with Instagram. Once it crossed a certain threshold where it became a business, it wasn't fun anymore, because I had to follow rules. I had to follow, hi, Without Borders. I had to follow somebody else's, basically a formula. And I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to, because actually, honestly, the minute I did that, people started leaving because they were like, this is boring. Well, I'm like, well, at this point, I'm getting paid to do it. And if I don't do it this way, I lose my sponsors. So it sucked. And it became not fun. It became a tedious task. And I ended up hiring people to do it for me, because it got that bad. But I loved it at first when I had my full creative control over things. So sometimes success isn't even worth it, right? I mean, I grew my channel based on how I did things. Not my channel, my account, based on how I did things. Not how, I ended up having to do things. In fact, I lost followers when I did that. So I was thinking about it, I'm like, if I learned anything from Instagram, it's that I just should continue doing what makes me happy. What did I do on Instagram? Oh, it's okay. I basically, what I had was people are going to laugh, a fan page. I created a fan community for a band that literally blew up. And I ended up getting noticed by the band and hired by them to work on their official US social marketing team. And that's when it became not fun. But they purchased the account from me. And I lost my creative freedoms with that. And now it's become its own entity, which, it is what it is. But I had a lot of fun with it at first. I built a community out of it. I was recovering from spine surgery. I couldn't do much else. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to get on here and start this. I didn't think anybody was going to follow me. I mean, I was like, oh, let's try it out. What's the worst that could happen? And I got 10,000 followers within 2 months. So, and then it went from there. But and I don't know. I've done work from them, and it's not that I don't enjoy it. It's flattering that I got noticed by the band. It's amazing that, to work for your favorite band. I mean, not many people get to do that, especially when it's an internationally touring band that sells out, arenas, and sold out Madison Square Garden in 10 minutes. I mean, that's really flattering. But it wasn't fun anymore because I had to do it professionally. I had to do it on a schedule and consistently. And I could not put out anything that was fun anymore because I used to make these fun, like fan videos, like parody videos. And it didn't always paint the band. It was in a comical light, but they didn't like it. So I wasn't allowed to do that anymore. But it wasn't a comical, and I can do it. YouTube's hard though, guys. YouTube's different. I mean, or else you're like, plugging yourself on other people's channels, which I don't want to do. I don't want to build my channel based off of somebody else or anything like that. I want it based on my own merit. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not going to, mention other people here and there, because I will, but I'm not going to build my channel off of that. I just don't want to do it. Yeah, this area of YouTube is chat driven, right? And I see that. So they do like the clip videos, though. This community loves clip videos. This community loves panels, and they love people just going off on things. So that's just a fact. And I want to offer a little bit of everything to the best of my ability and without losing myself. So that is what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna do a whole, because there is a desire for true crime here as well. I do see that. I've identified that, and I will deliver on that. But that's what I want for this. I don't need to take it seriously. Why bother? Why bother? Do I need to add that stress to my life? Do you hear the stuff that happens in this community? Oh yeah, good night, Donnie. Get some sleep. Do we see the stuff that people do to each other here? Because I do. I see it. Hi, Amber. And I want nothing to do with that. Whether it be having that happen to somebody else or myself or whatever. That's not my idea of fun. And success, if it comes with that, is also not fun. So I don't really want to do that. No, thank you. But I'm going to continue doing what I'm doing. And if I fly under the radar, and I know flying under the radar doesn't build your channel fast, I get that. And that's something I'm willing to do, because I don't want to be part of stuff that isn't congruent with who I am as a person. And I know who I am as a person. And I know that with a lot of people for YouTube, a lot of people will put on an act. It's a persona, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. I sometimes wish I could. I was doing that with what I was doing on Instagram. I wasn't behind my own name or picture or voice. It was behind a logo. So nobody knew it was me. And that's how I kind of avoided the weird stuff. I mean, there's weird behind the scenes stuff, but I was never doxxed or anything like that. To my knowledge, I don't think anybody had any desire to dox me, maybe take me down because of what I've discussed before about what happened, but nothing else like that. And I think that, a lot of creators, yeah, is it nice to get a lot of super chats? Is it nice to get to that point and be able to make a living off of YouTube? I'm sure that is really nice. I'd love that. That would be great. I mean, who can't use a little money nowadays? I'm a full-time grad student. So, at this point in time, besides my freelance work, I'm not working right now since I lost my job a couple months ago. So, but that's how I'm going to get through this accelerated program to get a job that's worthwhile and that I can, invest in. So once I get my master's degree, that opens up all sorts of doors for me in that world. And I should graduate next spring. But, getting there in the meantime means, it's great. It's great if you're able to do that. But look at what it comes with. Look at the constant, negative stuff that goes on. I don't think I'd want that. I don't, everybody always looks at it. They look at it. They're like, oh, I can make it big. I can make money doing this. Look at all these super chats people get. Look at all these cash apps. Look at all these donations. Look at all of that. Well, at what cost though, guys? Like, honestly, I see what some people deal with, and that's not worth any price tag, in my opinion, for me. I'm not willing to do that. So that's just my stance on it. Would it be great? Because I have the watch time. I have over 4,000 hours watch time. I have way over that, actually. So all I need is 1,000 subscribers to monetize, but I don't think I'll ever get there. But But you'll be your side husky. I like side husky, AJ. That works. Freelance, yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, I get that. And that's what I'm trying to tell myself is that for me, this isn't that serious. If people want to subscribe to me, if they like what I'm doing, that is 100% why I'm here. If I can make somebody smile, if I can make somebody feel less alone, if I can make somebody feel like, their life isn't, you know, they're not as alone with an experience, or, they're anything that I can do positively like that. Or if I could open people's eyes to some stuff, or like in a way that they hadn't thought about things before, that would be great too. I mean, that's my approach on it. And if you're on here looking for somebody who's going to go off on anybody, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that. I don't have to like everybody. Like I said, I only have an issue with one person personally, just one. Other than that, it's just, based on my preferences and what I like and don't like. And there are some creators that I don't care for. That's just a reality. We all have that. I think we've all, have creators that, we either don't subscribe to, or if they go live, we don't click on it. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to do, Judy. And I am going to just stay true to myself. I mean, if I wanted to take this in a business way, I could. And I thought about it, and I almost did. Because I'm like, I don't want to in on the drama, but I think that there's a place for me here. There's a place for me to continue doing what I'm doing. And now that I kind of have my eyes open in terms of, everything that I see going on, and, who's who and who I don't have to have a problem with somebody. We don't, just because I'm not friends with some, I don't have to have a problem with them. So there are definitely some people on here that I will hold at an arm's length 100% of the time for a variety of different reasons, either from something I've seen them do to others or myself personally or whatever. But that doesn't mean I have to be in a fight with them. Doesn't mean I have to do anything like that. And I don't want to do anything like that. Wait, hold on, AJ. What did I miss here? I don't know what Fiverr. I should look into that. I don't know how I don't. I have a couple clients still that I have for my social media stuff, and that basically covers the bare minimum of what I have going on in terms of financial obligations, but I have just enough and no more. But yeah, I think everyone needing to give their opinion on every little thing is a huge problem. Right. Yeah, I agree with you there. And I think that I totally agree. And I think that's my whole issue, is that there are people that will come on here and talk about a topic that, everybody and their mother has talked about already. And they're like, well, I don't want to keep this going, but let's talk about this. And, I don't know, like, I think people are done with certain, I think more people are wanting something different. Now, I don't think that something different is necessarily, it's not true crime. It's not anything like that, but people want something that's not what's been going on lately. And I know that. And I don't think people even quite have identified exactly what that is, but I've noticed lately, and I like this, is that I've seen people in chats that I would not expect to see in other chats. And I think that's a good thing. I think that, a lot of the time, recently, a lot of people have been kind of limiting themselves, but, I don't have to like the same people you do. And just because I don't like somebody doesn't mean you shouldn't. If you enjoy somebody, go enjoy that person. I mean, don't let me stop you. I don't, and that's all. That's all that I'm like, that's all that I care about, is that I've liked that. I've seen people all sorts of places, and that's how it should be. That's how it should be. Because I definitely, like, I have opinions on people. Of course I do. Of course I do. And, I don't have to be, I'm not friends really. Like, if I actually, you know what? Fair, like, full disclosure, I don't think I've communicated privately with any creator in quite some time at this point. I talk privately with like 2 people at this point in time, and that's it. So I don't know. I'm just doing my own thing, and that's what, if people want to have a conversation, they want to talk, that fine. But I'm not out here. I don't have bad blood against anybody. And you know what, guys? I know that this is going to be really like unpopular or whatever. But like that includes, like, I don't agree with what a lot of other people do sometimes. So I want to make that very clear, but like I'm not on here. I don't want to be on here out to get, Natasha or anybody. Like I'm just over that. I've said everything I need to say about that topic for the time being. Um, that I'm not gonna continue on. I do have one thing that I might say about that I've been debating whether I should or not, but I might because I'm allowed to have an opinion. So I might. It's not anything mean. It's not anything like that. But I'm not going to be going after people for petty stuff. If I have a thought, I'm going to put it out there because you know what? I try to talk to other people about this and nobody else understands. They're like, you're crazy. Like, what? Why do you care about the internet? Like, it's stupid. But yeah, I'm gonna come on here and do that. We're gonna try that. I mean, I'm not gonna box myself in. But I only like I said, guys, there is only one person on here that I have a personal issue with, and that's it. And other than that, it's just me either not caring for stuff that people do, or I don't have to be friends with everybody either. But I am friendly with a lot of people. I'm friendly with many people, and I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to change that. I want to talk to who I want to talk to. Just like I don't have those expectations for people that associate with me. I would hope that the same would go with you, because I really don't have a problem with people liking people that I don't like. Like it doesn't annoy me. Yeah. Um your husband saying that he came home. Oh. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like people I know are like, why do you do that? Like, why? It's not that big a deal. Like, it's the internet, like relax. And I'm like, you know what, you're kind of right. At the same time, like this is I hate saying entertainment because right now I don't feel like some of the stuff that happens should be labeled as entertainment. I don't think it's very entertaining. Some of it that goes on, some of it is, and I appreciate the times that it is entertaining, but sometimes it's not entertaining at all. It's just depressing, and I feel that more often. But like I said, guys, I just want to do my own thing here. I don't want to. I'm not a drama channel. I want that if there's one thing I know, it's that I'm not a drama channel. That is not what I am. But there's other genres, so maybe I could do commentary, or maybe I can, I don't know, express my opinion in a way that isn't like a drama. Because clearly there's a difference in the genres, right? So there's got to be a line there somewhere. And I don't think I've ever really done drama. I care about a lot of people here. Yeah. Well, yeah, no, Without Borders, yeah. And that's what I've had to say. I'm like, this is my community. Like, this is where I have sought human connection for a while now, because I do not get out of, I don't go out much. I'm busy with my life, but I don't have a whole, like, I don't have a thriving social life at this point in my time. I definitely don't. But I want to talk about world issues. Well, yes and no, East Eden. There are some world issues that I don't want to talk about, only because I try to use this as more of an escape. But there definitely are some conversations that I've been toying with that kind of would apply in that way, like world issues, like topics that I'm really toying with opening up to talk to people about. One in particular, because people who are not from the United States have a really usually a different opinion on how us Americans feel about our guns. And because I'm going to be doing a violence in schools thing, I would love to have a conversation, because I mean, how crazier could stuff get? I mean, bring politics into it. I'm sure it'll be tame comparatively. So I want to hear from people about what they think about that, because I don't think there's an easy answer. And I didn't know that police officers in the UK don't even have guns. I had no idea. That was news to me. And I'm like, wow, like, I wouldn't even, as an American, that wouldn't even cross my mind as an option. But yeah, I agree. I agree with you, Madhouse. I'll read that. I think that Without Borders is a very good person, and I appreciate her very, very much. And that is, I truly believe that. I do. And I like, you're always a voice of reason. I don't see you bringing negativity anywhere that you go. As far as I've seen, and that would seem out of character. But I think you've always been. Hi, Nicole. Good to see you. I hope so. Yes, I do hope so. I'm working on it. I hope that I will do amazing things, and I will do amazing things. I will, and I'm determined because I have great people surrounding me, and I also don't. That's kind of what I want to come on here and say. I want to say that, like, through my market research that I've done, I'm using my quotation fingers here. I have seen that what people want here, and it's okay to admit it, guys. I mean, I know that a lot of people want change. They don't want the intensity. They don't want the hurt. But people here like drama. That's just a fact. It's a fact. All right. It's a fact. Um, there's like the clip channels that do like the those things. That's also you live. Oh, okay. I didn't know you were there, AJ. Yeah, interesting. Interesting. Yeah, I'm excited for it too. And I've put a lot of work into this. Like, guys, my Columbine deep dive, I know that I will probably have like 4 people in the chat, but those are 4 very lucky people because I have put a lot of effort into that. So I will be more than happy to. I haven't quite decided how I want to do it. I might pre-record it and then kind of conduct my thing in the chat. But water and food shortage crisis, yeah, I have opinions on that too, but probably wouldn't be popular ones or ones that would come out right. I if that makes sense. And I think that's very real. I mean, and a lot of people, it makes me not excited for the future. I'll tell you that. I mean, I don't think it's a secret that our world is kind of heading in a direction that a lot of people are probably not too happy about. Now, what can be done about it? I don't know. I try to not watch the news so much, just because I try to keep my, life positive, but my parents are really, really, caught up in current events, especially my mom. So we do have those conversations. Yeah, drama 1 day a week. Yeah, I can't anymore though, because it's boring to me. Like, I can't tell you how many times I have heard the same material like rehashed, and I'm just like, can we talk about something different? Anything else? Like, anything would be better than discussing like this particular thing again and again and again. And like, how many times, I'm going to use an example, and if people want to take this personally, fine, but it's just the first thing that comes to my mind. I don't have people coming in mind. It's just something I've heard people saying. Like, I think that we've all, like, it's a topic that I think that we've had enough lives about, the going real life. We should not be bringing children into it. I don't understand why this is still a conversation. I really don't understand that. I don't know why that concept is so difficult for people to understand, but it seems to be. But I don't, the next time I turn to a live and all, first thing I hear is, leave children out of it. I get that, guys. We get it. People should know that should just be a human decency thing. I didn't realize that was something. Well, apparently it is though. So I'm just like, whatever. No, yeah, I agree with you there, Madhouse. I agree with you there too. I think that it's a problem. And to me, it would never even occur to me that I, would want to bring somebody's family or children into something ever. But apparently other people aren't the case, but we get it, guys. We get it, right? So we get it. We should not be doing that. And I just, there's nothing else that people can say about that. Like, I don't know what else can be said. Unfortunately, the people who are doing that are not people that listen, like, ever. And people should just be leaving that alone. We should be leaving all of that alone. I understand that people think that, criticizing somebody's parenting or whatever, like, I know that gets people. Yeah, but that if that's the reason you're doing it, it's not because you care about the kids. It's all for wrong reasons about things that you know nothing about, and it isn't your business. So if people could just stop with that would be wonderful. But if I've learned anything, you can't rationalize with somebody who is irrational or doesn't believe with the same idea of right and wrong. Because clearly there are some people here who think that it is perfectly okay for them to do that and can go to sleep at night doing it. So, I guess not everybody thinks like I do. But yes, yeah. And I like that my dad comes on here. Honestly, like, he does a great job doing this show, and it keeps people engaged and interested. And I just kind of have to sit back and, figure out how to not stutter over my words and things, because I'm learning. I'm getting better at it. But yeah, if I hear the word like parenting or, anything like that, like, can we just, like, let's not talk about it, right? We should know that that's wrong. We're adults here. Um, I've never thought that it would be appropriate to come on here, but whatever. Uh, you can't make everybody happy. But at the same time, I don't wish to associate myself with anybody who thinks it's okay to do those things at all, right? So I don't care who it's towards. I think that a lot of creators do get dehumanized. I know that this is another unpopular opinion, but there will be people that say, well, because it's Natasha, it's okay. Well, because it's Granny, it's okay. Because, our hate for those people are so strong that we don't see them as human anymore. And it is okay because it's at them, but nobody else. And I do see that. I see it with my own eyes. I've seen it. And I don't think that's right either. I don't think that's right. There's a lot of people really full of hate. And I oftentimes want to know why. I want to know why. Because, nobody ever, like, when people are like, what did I do to you personally? Nobody ever takes that link and goes up there. And I'm left in the dark. So I always have to just guess, right? If something's wrong, it's wrong across the board. It's wrong if you do it to Natasha Cooper. It's wrong if you do it to Jess. It's wrong if you do it to me. It's, and so on and so forth. It's just wrong. It's not wrong only when you want it to apply as wrong. End of story. Like that is my thing. My dad is amazing without borders, and I appreciate him so very much, because he helps out with it's something unique that I can offer, and I really, 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 I really like when he comes on here. Because a lot of the stuff that he talks about, I actually have not talked with him about, or I didn't know that story. So, that's all. That's all. Yeah, right. If that person did it right. And the one-upping and stuff, I just wish people would stop, and that's what I said in the video that I would really like to post. And I think I am going to. It's like, everybody always says as their jab, right? They're always like, well, if this creator didn't have drama, then they wouldn't have anything and they would fail and they'd be irrelevant. Okay, cool. So if you strongly believe that, that creator would, have no content if it wasn't for X, Y, or Z, then take away X, Y, or Z. Let's be serious, right? Let's stop the drama, right? Let creators have to figure out what they're going to do with their channel and let people sink or swim. So, prove yourself right. That's all, like what, there you go. Problem solved. If you truly think that, but I disagree. I think that there are creators on here that have talents that could be doing something good with their channels, and even not even take it in another direction entirely, just doing more positive things and putting out more things. Because I think there's a lot of unique people here too. Like, don't get me wrong. I see a lot of different personality types. I'm really hesitant to say that there are people that don't have anything to offer. I mean, I don't, I hate saying that about anybody, because I don't believe that. I think that everybody has something that they can offer. That's the beauty of it, in my opinion. So yeah, it is a terrible cycle. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. It really is. And it's hard to break free of, because honestly, how many times have something happened and people have the right to respond. They do. If something like that happens, unfortunately, people just see that as it goes back and forth, and it just never, ever ends. And I'm ending it. So for my part in it ends with me. I'm not doing that. I don't want to be involved in that. I want to just be my own person and have my own opinions, and have my opinions have nothing to do with my YouTube channel. I'm not going to say I'm neutral, because people hate that here. Apparently that's not how you want to, because I just don't want to be here at all. So I'm not neutral. I'm just not here. So okay, that makes sense. So we'll put it that way. Because I definitely don't like everybody. But I'm not going to put that on you guys. I'm going to comment on what I see, because it's like a situation, right? I'm commenting on the situation. And yes, the video that I'm posting has the audio from that infamous live. But I feel like if there's any representation, and I'm sorry to the people that were involved in this is not a attack on any of them. However, if there was an instance, a 5-minute clip in time that would kind of encapsulate how I see this community and what's going on here lately, it would be that. And when I heard that, I was just like, oh my God, do we hear ourselves? If I heard myself, and I did hear myself, and that's what I want to be very clear, I was going down a path that I wasn't fully comfortable with either. And I was doing it, and I'm glad I stopped because it's just it's not what I want. And I was hearing myself. I was like, okay, well, that is kind of hypocritical. Okay, well, I do need to, and that's the whole thing. But if you want to say, I also want to say, and if you say that you think that behavior should be called out across the board, that includes yourself, right? So I think that one thing that people need to do is, if somebody is giving you constructive criticism, that is not an attack on you, right? People are allowed to say that. If a behavior is wrong and I see you do that, so let's say, I see, because I'm looking right at your name here, if I see AJ does something and, if I call her out on it and then she just gets all angry, that doesn't make sense. Like it needs to be like, you need calling, there's a difference, right? There's a difference. And I feel like how I plan on doing anything like that, and if I do, because I don't want to, but there's a right way. Like constructive criticism is always appreciated, at least for me, if it's delivered in a way that's respectful. But if I'm doing something that's wrong, call me out on it. Like end of story. And that's how it. Right? Yeah. And AJ, I know you can take it, and I appreciate that about you because you and I don't see eye to eye on everything either. We definitely don't. And that's okay because that doesn't change anything for me. But oftentimes people just want someone to listen. Right. Right. Yep. Well, I would never talk about that at all. I would never like that's not somebody else's life is not my content. What they do on YouTube can be content. That's fine. I'm perfectly fine. But anything people do like and guys, like, you have to admit, right? If we're going to say that's wrong, that also means the stuff about Natasha. It does. I know that people don't, it's not about liking her or not, because I don't care for her. Like I have a problem with a lot of stuff that I have seen at one point or another, but it's a much bigger picture than just that at this point, right? And I don't mean any disrespect by it either. I just mean that I have an opinion and that happens to be it. And so on and so forth. But I think people can understand that, right? That doesn't make me a bad person. That doesn't make me a bad person to not like somebody. I mean, that doesn't mean that you and I can't be friends. It doesn't mean anything like that. I'm not gonna bring that into it. Like that shouldn't have to be part of our relationship or with anything. But what people do on YouTube can be content. Exactly. And that's what, if people do clip channels in the right way, I think that's why that's popular for a reason. People like it. I think some people take things out of context. I think some people purposely doctor things to make something sound, and sometimes it's done in a comical way, like for comedic value. And I can appreciate that. I have no issue with that. What I have an issue with is when only a small portion of something is clipped, and sometimes people count on the fact that that's going to get privated immediately after, and then nobody will ever know the truth. So that's my whole thing with the clip channels. But I don't know if it's because I really don't subscribe to many, or if it's because I haven't seen anything that's been that's made me really angry lately come up in mine. So yes, thank you, Megan. That is a good thank you, and I appreciate your saying that because I was very frustrated by it. I'll come out openly and say that I was, yeah, because I chose to be silent on some things, right? And it wasn't because I didn't care. It's not because I, condone it. It just meant that wasn't what I was talking about at that point. My brain, I can't do everything at once. If I'm focused on one thing, that is what I'm talking about. Not everything does need to be public. Exactly. And people need to trust that, there are people that confront others behind the scenes, because, people would look at me and they're like, well, you don't say anything about this, that, but I did say something, just not publicly, because not everything has to be done publicly. So I would go to that person privately. Now, did it mean that they listened to me when I did? No. Nope. Made them very angry. But, that's the thing. Like, we don't always have to do something publicly. And especially if it's somebody that you're friendly with, my goal is not to shame or embarrass anybody or make them upset or hurt. But, so if I try to go to, but that's the other thing I want to be clear about, is that people assume or like expect loyalty from people. if, in ways that I don't understand. So, for me, I build my friendships slowly. It takes a while for me to trust somebody. And when, you have to really have an established relationship with me for me to consider like somebody a close friend or whatever. And once you've kind of reached that point with me, and everybody, it takes a different amount of time. It really depends, on the situation or whatever. But once you get that from me, yes, you will get loyalty from me. But I have I never felt that way on YouTube. So, I've been finding that out too. It's like, but look at it though, because oh my God. Yeah, people do have a very warped sense of it, Megan, and I will say that out loud openly because I am just me, and I don't I don't feel that I should. Where were some people when things have happened to me that nowhere to be found, right? Like, but I don't expect people to do that. I don't judge people, like, as much as it hurt. It kind of, I have seen people, but with what happened to me when that happened, I only saw two people call that person out at all, and I appreciated those two people that did. But I don't expect that. And I don't treat people that are in that chat differently if they enjoy that creator. There's nothing wrong with enjoying that creator. There's nothing wrong with that at all. Like, just because I have an issue. And I don't expect that from other people, is what I'm trying to say. I don't expect other people to call somebody, especially if it's someone they enjoy. Like, that's not fair. I can't ask you guys to do that. Nobody owes anything like that to me. So that's just my opinion. And that's how I feel about it. But there are people that come on here, and you have to understand that, like, you need to accept the fact that other people here they have their own agendas. And I think that's true of pretty much everybody. I think everybody has their own thing, and you need to accept people at face value with that. So when I become friends with, or, friendly with the creator on here, I go into that knowing that that person is ultimately going to do what is in their best interest when push comes to shove. And that is just, how I see things and how things usually end up going. I mean, I'm a Harry Potter nerd, so I am a proud Slytherin. Like, we are brave, but we are not stupid. When it comes down to it, we will save our own skin. And that is how I am. But if you have earned loyalty for me in a friendship, and you have genuinely, like, shown that it is a mutual relationship, because I'm not going to go hard for somebody who isn't going to go hard for me. It's just, I'm not going to do that. I don't owe anybody that. Bye, Audrey. Thank you for stopping by. And if you don't, but that's how it is, right? So I will ultimately, because I can't trust anybody else to have my back. That's just how I see things. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that, but I do think there are people who will expect that from somebody else, and not do it in return, or there's just some skewed perception of what that means. And I think it's different for everybody, but that's just how it is for me. And I see that at face value. Like, I can be friendly with somebody and know that on the drop of a dime, they probably would throw me under the bus. And I know that. So, but I have to keep that in the back of my mind. So there's some people I will, keep away with a 10-foot pole. But that doesn't mean I'll be disrespectful. I'll be, civil and cordial. And that doesn't mean that it doesn't, you know what I mean, guys? You have to figure that. And that's how I look at things. I didn't come on here I've already made any friends that I wanted. Like, I have you guys, and that's the relationships that I want for that. I'm not, yeah. Hold on, wait. You got called out. Somebody trying to stand up for someone not to be true. Wait, hold on. What did I miss here? Oh, the white knighting. Yeah. I don't like the word white knighting either, and I try not to use it for that reason. Right, because people assume that about everything. They'll assume that and let's be honest though. Well, in my observation of things with that, I see more white knighting going on in particular circumstances than I do others. So, but I don't like that word either, because sometimes people just want to go places and have an opinion, and I don't know, like, go to chats that they enjoy and not have it be about, their only, like, that's one creator owns their soul and they are not to go to any other disagreeing, or, I don't like that mindset either. I think that's silly. I welcome anybody. I don't, if I see somebody in my chat, I mean, there are very few people that are going to make me be like, oh, like, this should be fun. But, I don't have any of that. But I see people's names all sorts of places. Like I don't judge anybody for that. I really don't care. I don't really care what chats you frequent. I honest to God don't. Because it's not a crime to like a creator. It's not a crime to support a creator, and people are welcome to do whatever they want. I sure do, and I could, would I be lying if I said it didn't bother me with like when I see certain thing? Of course it does. I'm a human being, but I get over it because I can't ask that of anybody, right? I don't know anybody here well enough to expect them not to, do certain things just because I don't, no, that's not how I don't play games like that here. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. I refuse. Because you guys are my friends and I don't treat friends like that. Yeah, it's right. Right. It's not about whose chat you're in, just how you are and what is said in the chats. Right. Right. Yeah. I see that. I also see the fact that sometimes I'm like hyper focused on a conversation I'm having with somebody or a thought process that I'm going and I have to like get it all out, which I do. And that's just how my brain works. And sometimes I'm not even paying attention to the chat around me, and that's gotten me in some trouble. And some things I've just been there because it's complicated, and I'm not gonna. I don't. I'm sorry if people feel hurt by stuff like that, but at the same time, I feel like everybody has the right to be wherever they want and not have to justify it. Especially, you know what I mean? So, it is what it's made me more hesitant to go places. I'll tell you that. Especially when it seems like anytime I choose to, I'm usually one of the ones that gets read out loud. And I don't know. I had to explain that, but and I like that I've seen more people all sorts of places, and I like that I haven't heard any creators really have an issue with it either. Not lately, anyway, and not that I've heard. But I've also been turning people off. So if that is happening lately, then I don't know. But I haven't heard any creator get mad at other people for being somewhere. At least not publicly. And I like the fact that I see people elsewhere. So yeah, right. If there's too much drama, Michelle, that's right. You kind of just exit out the side door there. And Megan, I think that's a good thing. If people judge you, then you don't want that. That's right. And that's how I think, and I want to make it clear, like people think that people get confused with things about me. Like I care because, I hate saying it because I can't explain it any better that I care because I'm a nice person. It's not that I care what people think of me. It's something else, and I can't quite put my finger on what it is. I think it's something that's deep rooted in things that I have going on in my head and my life and my past, but of constantly being paranoid about not putting good into the world, I guess. I can't really put words onto it, but really how I am, I really am a really nice person. I'm nice to everybody I meet. It takes a lot to really piss me off. I might lose my temper. I might have opinions on things, but it'll be hard pressed to find me, nothing like that. It's not in my nature, but I'm just teach me your ways. Hi, Lindsay. Hi, Captain Kangaroo. We all have it. Yeah. Right. And YouTube does. And there are people here who know exactly what will push my buttons. They do, and they know me well enough. I or perceive that. I mean, I guess it's like choose your insecurity. I mean, you could kind of go down a list and find out, what bothers somebody the most. And I think that there are some people that have my number in that way. But yeah, it's deeper than that. And I really need to figure out how to vocalize and put it into words what it is for me, because it doesn't make sense the way that I know how to say it. But it's the truth. It's the truth. For me, it's more myself. But I'm just a really friendly person. Like you're not going to find many people that don't like me in my life. Actually, if at all. Well, that's a lie. There's probably a handful of people that don't like me in the real world. And these are all people that have, I had a much deeper relationship with me that did not end well on, some people I've dated. So those have not always ended well. There are some that really do not like me, but that's a whole other thing. Like that is not a YouTube thing. I am not, in a relationship with YouTube or anybody here. So, but that's the thing, the art of not giving a shit. Really though, Megan, I'm proud of you for that. I noticed that. I think that's great. And Without Borders, I see you all sorts of places too, which I think is great too, because YouTube should be entertainment. It shouldn't be about anything more than that. And a lot of people get caught up in it, including myself. I have as well. But I don't want to do that anymore. I just want to be myself. I want to do my own thing. Whatever that is. I don't quite know what that is yet, but whatever I'm doing now is what is fun for me. And I'm not going to worry about growing a channel as long as I can keep my community tab. That's really all I care about, guys. So I can pester you guys with all sorts of things and announcements and things like that. I will be very sad and disappointed and it's inevitable with my analytics in the negatives at this point, which is great. I don't know how to fix that. I really don't. Although, guys, I want to give you guys a big thank you for after my last live. I saw that a lot of people went through my videos and liked it and commented, which really does help put me in the algorithm. That actually is so helpful. And, I appreciate the good word of mouth from people that, maybe don't know that I have a channel and are interested in the stuff that I have to say or might be interested. And I appreciate each and every one of you about that too, because, for me, for somebody who has a high standard for myself, I value success. I value achieving goals. I value all things like that. So when DeLorean, I probably shouldn't look at it because it makes me depressed. I've lost 126 subs, more actually now. What was it? An additional 26. Yeah, so it's not great. Hey, that girl. But at this point, I just don't care. As long as I have my community tab, I will be a happy person, and it is what it is. I have the watch time to monetize. So, if I ever get to 1,000, then that's wonderful. But if I never do, then I never do. And that's fine too. And, good night, Earthbound Spirit. Yeah, I'm going to go eat dinner soon. I think I wasn't even going to come on. I don't know. Because I always want to have something ready for you guys. And I feel like lately it's been, I've had my personal life is a little rocky. Yeah. Madhouse, thank you for saying it that way, because I think that people see it as me being obsessed with that, but it's not. It's because of what I do go to school for digital marketing. And I take analytics. Yes, it is difficult for me because I see those things. And for me, it's more about a bigger picture than that. It's not supposed to be, it's not about that I feel it's rejection. That's not it, guys. That's not it at all. It's that I see how this doesn't help me. So yes. And it does make yourself, and I'm secure in who I am as a person, but at the same time, when I like success, when I don't get success, and it's really, in my opinion, through no fault of my own or no fault of my character or any defect or me being less than. I don't believe that any of those things are true. I think that I have just as much to offer as anybody else. I am well spoken. I'm good at this. I've gotten very good at this. I don't think it's because I'm less than or not as good as or that's not what has held me back here. And I'm not going to talk about what's held me. I think it should be obvious, but that's truly what I believe. And it is what it is, because I can't change that. I can't change who I am as a person for YouTube. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put on an act and pretend that I'm, all sorts of whoever that is. That's not me. So if that means I can't succeed, it means I can't succeed. But it is hard for me as somebody who has very high standards for myself. And I'm working on it. Okay. I'm working on it. So yeah, wait, what? Yeah, well, that's true. I have some things up my sleeve with that, though. I do. Actually, one of the things is, I'll say it. I'll say it. I don't know what I'm gonna do with this yet, but there's a new show on Hulu, I believe, and it's called That Girl from Plainville, and it's about the Conrad Roy, Michelle Carter case. The girl who texted her boyfriend to kill himself. and that whole thing. So that's actually very local to where I was living, very close to there at the time. And it is still local to me. And my dad has some insight into that case as well, considering it's local. And that's one of his areas of expertise, is the online thing with that aspect of it. So I would wait, what the heck? Ah, oh my God. Guys, hold on. What the hell? Okay. Guys, hold on a second. Oh my God. No. No, 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 no. No, no. Why is my schoolwork playing? I'm sorry, guys. I hope you didn't hear that. That was the end of something I had to watch for a discussion about the consumer patterns and nonsense that none of you care about. Um, so, but yeah. Yeah, so my dad has some insight on that. Oh, good, thank God. Not that it would be, I forget who it was. Oh my God, this thing is being ridiculous. We're going to take my earphones out. Not listening to it. Not listening to it because my computer's being really super wonky. I don't really know why. Now it's playing. I don't know where my earbuds are picking up noise from. What the heck? It's a mystery. Okay, well, whatever. As long as you guys don't hear it, then I can hear it though, and I'm gonna hyper focus on it. That's my ADD brain. That once I hear a sound, I can't unhear it, and I will only hear that sound, and it is gonna irritate me. It actually, you know what? I'm gonna put it here. Hold on. It's going in their earbuds are going into their little case, and then maybe that'll make it be quiet. I'm gonna get off here soon though, and I just wanted to come check in because I missed you guys. And I hadn't been on in a little bit. Aliens probably are trying to contact me. I hope so. I am ready to go. I mean, I would love to. Actually, outer space terrifies me, but it's one of my oh my God, and now it's talking through this. Oh my God, no. No, now you guys can hear it. No. No, no, no. This thing is being so stupid. I am so sorry, guys. Hold on. We're going to figure out where this is coming from, and it's going to go away immediately. No. Who is talking? Oh, God. Okay, well, you know what, guys? I am going to get off of here. I don't know where that is coming from. I don't know where. Oh, I see where it is. Okay, hold on, guys. Hold on. We don't care about that. Spending £6 billion or whatever that is. I don't know what that is. Okay. Yeah, I am very hard on myself, though. And I appreciate you saying that, though. I turned it off. Yeah. It was a bunch of TED Talks on business. And, that one was about something in the UK that I'm not familiar with. But the one before that was the one I had to listen to for a discussion. So, but I appreciate each and every one of you who support me. Honestly, I really do. And that's all that matters to me, because the people who enjoy me really enjoy what I have to offer. And I think that that's wonderful. That's all I can care about. That's all I can want, right? All I can want is that there are people that show up, that, participate and enjoy the stuff that I'm putting out into the community. And if I've done that, then I've done my job and I'm happy. And yeah, so what was on the game plan for it? Tomorrow, what am I doing tomorrow? I don't know if I'm going to come on tomorrow. I might. But like I said, guys, I'm going to be restreaming the lives that I've done with my dad thus far. And I'm going to try to have him in the chat so he can interact while we restream that. That's my vision for it anyways. And there's that. And then my dad will be on next Tuesday. And we're going to be discussing the troubled teen industry, his work with Paris Hilton, and all of that. And also the juvenile justice system, because, that's something that's very personal to me, is the troubled teen industry, as I was at these programs as a teenager. So I'm going to have to talk to I don't know. I can tell it kind of makes him uncomfortable to admit that I was at some of these places, but that's okay. I don't hold any hard feelings or resentment. I mean, as a parent, you do what you have to do. And they didn't know. And my dad's kind of made it his life mission to stop programs like this. So, I mean, honestly, there's no hard feelings. There's no negativity there. I don't blame anybody. I don't blame anything for anything ever. Yeah, I am a Madhouse. I am too. I am a people pleaser. I am though, and I'm the kind of person that if somebody is loyal to me, they say jump, I say how high, and to a fall. And there have been people that have figured out how to use that, especially employers. Um, but I'm skeptical of people, especially on the internet. I know, especially on YouTube, I know people's intentions, and it's okay. Like that doesn't make people bad people that want to grow their channel. It just I would love it if people would just own it because it doesn't make you a bad person. Um, so I keep it in the back of my head that this person will turn on me on the drop of a dime. It's not personal. So, if I know that ahead of time, then I won't be disappointed. And that is what I think. And that doesn't stop me from being friendly with somebody though. I think a great topic. The what? Wait, what? Um. Oh yeah. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Right. Right. So, I'm very blessed to have the family that I have. I truly am. So truly, truly, truly am. And I'm just very, very, yeah, that girl. Not everybody, right? But I think when it comes to creators on here, in my circle anyway, of the people I'm surrounded by, and just keep in mind, I don't, venture out of this community quite that often. I do frequent some like 24/7 gaming streams, like for like Resident Evil and stuff, because I'm a huge nerd, but I don't see anybody from here there. So, and I certainly don't tell anybody I have a channel, because then I'm probably quite elderly compared to the people there. Um, and I'm not old, so yeah. Um, well, I I think so. I am though, Madhouse. I think that's unique to me though. I think that my desire to make people happy, but not just make people happy as if like do what they want, but what that means to me is that I want people to enjoy what I do. So if like I'm busy and putting out like a new video or going live isn't something that I particularly like, want to do, it makes it worth my time to make people happy in that way, to give people something that they enjoy. That's what matters to me. I'm not talking about bending to anybody's will or doing things like that. For me making people with my opinion, I can't make everybody happy with that either, but if I can give people things that they enjoy, then yes, I am a people pleaser, and my loyalty is to my subscribers. My loyalty is to the people that support me. So of course I'm going to go out of my way to give people that stuff, right? So, oh well, no, you don't have to exclude me. I think that's a fair observation. I see where you would get that, and I don't disagree with you there either. I do think that that's fair. Because I do see that. I see that, a lot of people, like if you care about what other people think, then you're always just going to be a puppet to somebody else. You're always just going to be, somebody else's, what's the word? I don't want to say satellite channel, but that's how I think of it. It's just kind of somebody that surrounds somebody bigger. And just yeses them all. You're never going to be your own person if you're just trying to, please one bigger person, right? And I don't want to do that because that makes you feel almost like you have to. No, you can't be your own person if you're just constantly trying to make one particular person. I stand by that, but if that's what works for you, that's what works for you. But that's just what I think. That's what I think. But yes, let's see. Hold on. I'm glad people are standing up for themselves, though. Honestly, yeah. And it's hard. It's hard, and that's just I mean, there's a lot of deep seated like methods to my madness and reasons the way I am. Like my being so intent on not hurting people, that comes from somewhere. I don't need to discuss my past, my personal life, anything like that here, or why I am the way I am. But there's a reason when somebody tells me I hurt them that I immediately like take that to a priority. That's why. And there's a reason for that. And yeah, it's just because I've been just things that I've gone through. I had behavioral problems as a kid. I had undiagnosed ADHD. I mean, I definitely had a hard time connecting with other people a lot of the time. And like when I was a kid, because I was bullied pretty badly, and I was and until I got moved to another school, yeah, so I had a hard time with things, and a lot of the time I didn't realize that like my behavior was hurting other people, like genuinely didn't, like when I was a kid. And I remember like when somebody would tell me that, and I like my entire life I've had it drilled into my head to be conscious about those things, to be more conscious. So when somebody says that, you know what I mean? So it gets a reaction from me. That's as far as I'm comfortable talking about it, but that's what it is. That's what it is for me. And it's not even that like, it was that big a deal, because it wasn't, I didn't, but for me, I kind of panicked because I'm like, oh, okay, well, that just brings me back to things in my life. But just oversharing with you guys, just saying. Yeah. Wait, I'm trying to read. I can't. Wait, I am an intelligent group. Yes, thank you. I like-minded people. I like the people that show up here. Like I've gotten to know a lot of you. I talk to some of you guys. I don't talk to many people, honestly. I really don't. Actually, I okay, fair. To be fair, I talked to 3 people outside of here. 3. So that's it. I'll email back and forth occasionally. I haven't checked my email in a long time. In a couple days anyway. But yeah, I definitely have the sandbox at daycare. I was a confident, happy, normal kid until I started grade school, and I got bullied mercilessly for things that were not my fault. And not in a normal way that kids should, but there was a reason behind it. I'm not going to talk about that on here. That is my past trauma, and other people's trauma is not my story to tell, especially when it was like when people were 4 years old. A lot of stuff happened, but it happened. Yeah. But I had a rough elementary. I had a rough life when it came to like me as a kid. Yeah, I'm not very, I definitely haven't had a normal life, but, yeah, we might have some similar stories. I would love to have those conversations with people. I really would. Um, Hold on. I'm trying to read something. I don't know if I look at see it for themselves, and I think yes, I see that too. Though there are, like I said, there are some big creators that kind of have an orbit um around them from people who like solely care about what that person thinks. And I don't want to be that. I support who I support. I like who I like. I don't like who I don't like. But that doesn't mean I won't like them in the future. I mean, people can change. I do believe in change. I'm not gonna, think that you changed for no reason like that. It's gonna take a lot to convince me. But when it comes to entertainment, if somebody stops doing the behaviors that are really problematic, I can recognize that, because there are some people here that have a lot to offer, and I enjoy some of the stuff that they do. But behaviors are, I can't overlook some of them. For me to feel comfortable like openly supporting them, or supporting them at all, rather. Like that's what I meant to say. But you know, and I get that too, Madhouse. I understand that. I mean, when I got hurt, I had to have spine surgery and everything like that. That was it was rough for me. I had to my work was always my identity, so I had to relearn how to not only live my life like physically, like to walk and be able to take care of myself and everything like that, but it was also hard to acknowledge that everything that my life that I had known prior was no more, and I had to grieve for that life. And I'm so sorry that you had a bad car accident. I know that stuff can be, your people's lives can change in the blink of an eye, and it doesn't matter, how prepared you are for that. I mean, none of us really expect it. I don't think anybody goes out one day and expects to break their neck, or or I did break my neck, but their spine, but or get into an accident and have their life change that quickly. I think that's what makes life so precious. I think that's what makes every moment count. And that's why I don't want to put negativity into the world, because you don't know what people are dealing with. You really don't. Um, yeah, Madhouse. But you know what? I That's the other thing though, and if I've learned anything in my experience is that I understand, like, people like automatically don't want people to think that they're like, that there are other people that have it worse, but that doesn't negate what you've gone through. And that doesn't negate, I had to tell myself that because I'm in chronic pain constantly, all the time. I don't remember when I wasn't in pain. I do not remember at this point. And I always try to say that too. I'm always like, no, you're not a pity party. No. That's what I'm trying to say, is that I've always said, I know other people have it worse, but you know what? You're allowed to talk about it. You're allowed to talk about it. And it's the life's not fair point and the grieving. No, Madhouse, I'm actually glad you did. I'm glad you said something. Because what you're writing there is exactly what I went through. Exactly what I went through. And that life's not fair point is a rough one to be in, because I was in that one lasted a long time for me. And I think I actually think I just came out of that this past July. But no, I totally get it. You're not alone with that at all. I don't know the extent of your injuries or what, I don't, but I also will never tell somebody ever again that, their pain is any less than anything, because you can't, right? That I'm not going to negate somebody else's suffering, because I don't like it when people do that. You know what I mean? It gives you a different stance. So what you've gone through is awful. Like, you're the one living it, right? I mean, you don't always, you can be selfish once in a while, or how you might perceive it in your head. Because for me, I always didn't talk about it because I thought it would be selfish of me to do that when other people have it worse. But what you've gone through, that's what you're living. Like, for you, it's a living hell. And, I mean, no offense to anybody else, but like, screw what anybody else is going through. You need to go through this. So that's just how I see it. But yeah. People, all right. Well, people think it sounds bad when I say this, but I function at levels of pain that other people would be crying on the floor and never leave their home again. When I first had my injury, that was me. I was writhing on the floor in public places, screaming. So I'll admit that when I was at the doctors and stuff. I mean, when I had to have like the surgery, I wouldn't have been able to walk. So, at least there's that. And I'm grateful for that. But that doesn't mean that, because I used to be really into fitness. I was in really good shape. Like, I know that I'm not in bad shape now, but like I was in, like, I did bodybuilding, like not to a weird level though, like just good, just toned. Like, my arms might have been like the one thing that were like a work of art. And I have pics because picture didn't happen, but to have to give that up. I used to be an avid runner, all sorts of those things. Oh my God. I had my first kidney stone at age 17 and I thought I was dying. I get them at least once a year now. I have a bunch of them in my kidneys that are like, really big and ready, like that you come up on x-rays. But oh my God. But I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I used to they used to like put me out of commission. But since I've had this spine injury, like kidney stones, it's just, I don't know. Spine, the nerve pain, it's on a similar level. I think the nerve pain might be worse because it's like ongoing. It never stops. It never stops. And it eats at your sanity. Whereas, the kidney stone will pass. At least I do. The first time I didn't. I thought I was dying. Because I was 17. Yeah. They've become part of my life too, but those are terrible. I mean, let me tell you, if you're not expecting that kind of pain, oh my God. Nerve pain is like sciatica. I wouldn't wish on my worst enemy ever. Sciatica is something that is terrible. Right. Yeah. Madhouse, I feel you on that. Since my injury, I've gained 30 pounds since my injury. So there's that, but I was very small to begin with though. So I was like very small. I was under 120 pounds. So it's not like, I'm not like salty. I'm at like 140 at this point. Like I'm not salty about that. But yeah, I'm sure. Yeah. A pinched nerve. Oh my God. I know it's bad and it's relentless. So it's not like a sharp pain, but it's just maddening and it eats at your sanity. And the more that your sanity gets eaten at, and it's like a perfect storm. I used to be the same way. I was in very good shape. It was very hard for me to give that up. But you know what is what it is, and I am who I am. I can't change it. So, I've had to find meaning. I'm still very active. I walk at least 3 miles a day. I mean, I am very determined. It takes a lot to get me down. Even when I probably should slow down. I'm always on the go. I always have to be doing something. You will never if I'm not doing something, I'm pacing. Like I'm always on the go. I always have to be doing something. Um, it's a problem. It's a problem. Oh God. Oh no, I do have it. Okay. Crisis averted. Sorry. Okay. No, I was just I couldn't find my vape pen. I'm like, where'd it go? I need that. Because I'm like getting all worked up here, but that's okay. I got a new one, and I don't know if I like it. I don't think I like it. It's like it's small, but I don't like it. But yeah, I'm glad you're. Yeah, that's what matters, Michelle. Very true. Very very true. Yeah, Madhouse, what you are saying, maybe we should do a whole thing on that because I would love to tell my story because what you're saying right now, I just want you to know is exactly what I went through. Maybe there are different aspects for you, but the words that you're saying are the exact words that I have probably typed at more than one point in time. So you are not alone. I wish I could say I don't want to be like all pot and say it gets better. It gets different, and that can be better. And but you have to get there, and you have to grieve for that. And unfortunately, sometimes and it's hard. It's hard. And I definitely just very recently got through that. So, I'm not gonna like pretend because my injury was in April of 2017, and my I didn't come out of that way of thinking until this past July. I was in the it's not fair. Why me? But I'm a determined person. It takes a lot to get me down. And it does. And it still does. Because sometimes I'm like, it feels like you're being betrayed by your body. Like, I get you. I get you. I'm supposed to be on a plane to Europe in 2 weeks. And, that's not going to happen for a variety of reasons, mostly financial. But, but it also is, I was kind of dreading how I was going to sit on a plane. And I like to travel. I like to do things. So the fact that I can't sit down for that long, it's depressing because it's like, okay, well, there goes, me ever going to Australia or, anywhere else that's on my bucket list. But I agree, Michelle, because a lot of us connect on more levels than we even realize. More levels than we even realize. And if that's what that's what I love. That's what I love about all of the people here is that I think that, at first I came on here and I said the one thing we have in common is that we either still do, as that we've, at some point in time in YouTube, cross paths with Natasha Cooper, or her channel, and I think we have a lot more in common than that. I don't think that that's at all accurate as to what we all have in common. I think it goes so much deeper than that, and I'm glad it does, because I don't really want to talk about Natasha Cooper, at length. So, aside from the fact that she is a creator in this community, no. I'm glad that you did, Madhouse. Sometimes you just need to say it. You need to get it off your chest, and I totally understand. I've also done that. I have totally gone into chats at times, and because sometimes you just have something to say, and I want people to say it. I don't feel like you've taken over it. I'm glad you. If people out don't already know this, I enjoy talking about myself. I'm an oversharer, so it doesn't. I'm more than happy. Like that is an issue I know very well in my personal life. So yes, there's that. So do not feel bad. Yeah. Yes, Madhouse. I have chronic vertigo. I have motion. I honestly, there was a long time after my accident that I couldn't look at screens. I couldn't watch TV. I couldn't do anything. Like the nausea was just unbelievable. I get headaches now really badly because of it. And they're debilitating on their own. And I get that. Yeah. I think you and I probably have a lot in common. And I'm sorry that you're going through that. But like I said, I'm not going to be the one of those people that says things get better, because sometimes they don't. And I can't. I'm not a can't predict the future, but things will get different, and that can be better. But that's what I've always said to myself. I either live or I don't, right? And I've said that about myself for a variety of things. So when this happened to me, I used that as an opportunity to get my life together, which meant, you know, getting help for some things that I was involved in that I probably couldn't have done on my own. So, I used a blessing or a curse as a blessing. I don't know. But I used it as an opportunity, and I was like, you know what? If I'm recovering from this, I'm going to go all in, and that's exactly what I did. Like, I used it as an opportunity to rid myself of things that I needed to. So it was a good, it was a good and a bad experience. I shouldn't have done it all at once in hindsight, but I've done quite well. I've moved my life in a really great direction, and I'm not looking back. I'm not looking back. I mean, am I perfect? No, of course not. I'm not perfect, and far from it. But I also I try to do my best every day. And I get people telling me that every day that people are like, my parents, and that's really what matters, because they've known me at my absolute worst. Um, yeah, and my mom even today said how proud she was of the progress that I've made, of the person I've become, and that means everything to me, everything. And that's, it's things like that that make me know, I know that I'm doing something right. But every day is a gift. And I spent a lot of my life waiting for something to happen, but nothing's going to happen if I don't make it happen. And that's the mindset. Like, I could waste my entire life, waiting for something good, but I need to go out and make that good thing happen. Like, it doesn't just manifest like that. And I'm like, well, I'll do it tomorrow. Well, the truth is that, like, that one task that I've been putting off since God knows when, I'm like, well, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll be in less pain tomorrow. I'll be able, no, like, just do it now, because you're not going to want to do it tomorrow. And you're not going to want to do it the next day. And, you're going to have a bad pain day, it's just excuse. And I was tired of making excuses. So, because unfortunately, something that has hit me in the past year or so is my own mortality. And because and here's the thing, it's for a right reason. Because before, my mortality never crossed my mind, because I didn't care. I really did not care whether I was here or not. I just did not at all. I didn't care about anything. And now that I kind of value things a little more, it has hit me. Like, I have wasted a lot of time in my life doing nonsense, and I'm not going to do that anymore. And it's like every day I want to do at least something, because I might not have that. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says, I'm going to die in a tragic car accident today. Nobody wakes up in the morning and says that. It just is something that happens. So it could happen to me. And I'm, like, super paranoid about a lot of stuff now, but it is what it is. And that's my own anxiety stuff. So it's not always a good thing, but that's how I think about things. But hold on, wait. I probably need to get off here soon. I need to go eat something. I need to go, like, kind of decompress. And thank you all. I feel bad because you guys are having such a great conversation. But I will be. You know what? You've given me an idea, though, and I'll be doing a whole live about that kind of thing too. Because I actually think I have a lot to offer with that in terms of what I've learned, and I want to hear other people's stories. And if I can, because I find it comforting to know that I'm not alone either. Really, I do. Because I often feel very alone in my struggles. Growing up in the world I grew up in the family I grew up in, certain issues just aren't, they don't fit with that whole image, you know what I mean? So I've had to handle that. I've had an interesting life, guys. I'm telling you, I really, really have. But yeah, it's all about finding something that makes you happy in the moment, whether that be, or some your life value. And nobody is useless. Like, there is always, people can find something to make their life of value in so many different ways. You might not be you might not be able to work, but you can do X, Y, and Z, and your life can have meaning. Whether that be, as a pet owner, or if you volunteer, or you could always do something. And I stand by that firmly. And there's no shame in having like what you contribute be not the norm as to what you think you should contribute to the world. Um, I also had to think about that as well. But yes, thank you all for stopping by. I am gonna go eat my dinner. If anyone's watching on the replay or now, if you want to hit that thumbs up, that's a really great way to help me out with my channel. If you have not hit that subscribe button, I would love to have you here because, as you guys may or may not have seen, if you've watched this live, we do have some really good conversations here, and I always enjoy meeting new people. Dog training is what, Madhouse, that's interesting that you say that. That's interesting that you say that because I actually had a similar thought process. I was in the pet industry until quite recently. You and I have a lot in common, my friend. We have a lot in common. Sometimes that's kind of eerie that that's what you did. Thinking of it as training. Yes. Oh my goodness. Yeah, a lot. You're definitely not alone. I think a lot of we've even had the same thought process on things. I think you've kind of furthered your career with like the social work stuff further than I did. I got really triggered by that very quickly and had to not do that for work. But yes, I totally get what you're saying because I went to that as well. One of my dogs knows over 20 commands, and she's the really loud, rude one, but that's her breed. So unfortunately, like, I didn't do my research on breeds. Like, I just saw a really cute puppy and was like, I would like that cute puppy. But I should have researched it because she's a working breed. I adopted her. She's not like she's mostly purebred. She's 75% American Leopard Hound. Like, her mom is purebred, but she was an oops litter, and dad has Australian cattle dog. And she's an American Leopard Hound. And I don't know if I might be able to put her baby picture up. I might. Hold on. Oh no, those are all cats. Where's Molly? Well, here's her now being an idiot. No, damn it. That's her baby picture though. I know I want an overlay. Why is it doing that now? Definitely didn't do that before. You guys want to see me as a little kid? There's me. As a bee. But yes. I don't know how old I was there, but there you go. Sorry, I'm going through all of my things here. Oh, I love schnauzers, the mini. Actually, my parents had a friend that had a mini schnauzer named Frango. And Frango was like the nastiest old dog. I'm so sorry if they're listening. I wanted to be Frango's friend. I really did, but Frango did not like children. Let me tell you, that dog was not nice. Not to me, anyways. But that's what I think of when I think of mini schnauzers. But I really like. I've met schnauzers since then, and they do have an attitude. I will say they do have some attitude. There are two of them at the dog park that when they would come into my store, I would be like, oh my God, please, please take them outside. But I like schnauzers. I think they're adorable. Molly's an American Leopard Hound, so that's her baby picture in the back there. I wish I could show you guys, but unfortunately, it looks like I can't overlay, or else wait. It might let me. Hold on. If I do this, hold on. If I cut myself off, I'm sorry. I'm probably getting off here anyway, but we're gonna do an experiment. Did you see Molly? Did that go? Yes. I know. I uploaded it to the wrong thing. But no, well, not the wrong thing. I actually wanted her as my background, but I think yes. But she's very cute. Her name's Molly. I have two dogs though. I have Traveler, and he's Traveler is, I don't have a picture of him on here, but yes, Traveler's a super mutt. He is as tall as Molly is, but like half her weight. So wait, let me see. Hold on. Maybe if I could do Molly being stupid. Where is it? Because she's very loud and rude. I don't appreciate it, but hold on. That's Molly now. I had plans and things for this channel. I did. I had plans. I had plans and hopes and dreams and all sorts of things. I have lots of ideas. But yeah, my laptop is also about to die. And I'm upset because you guys are having a great conversation. But I will be back at some point. At some point. And I hope you guys have a great evening. Stay safe on those YouTube streets. And just yeah, just thank you so much for being here and try to, put good out into the world. Even if it's being good to yourself. I think that counts. I think that counts because if we're kind to ourselves, I think we could be kind to others. And I think it's a good cycle there. But I will see you guys soon, and thank you so much for stopping by. You guys are awesome.